Hi my lovelies, welcome to the channel. So today, it is one of my favorite times of the month. I hope it's one of your favorite times of the month. It is TBR time. And today we're talking about my September TBR. I'll be honest with you, I did a TBR last month. It was my first TBR where I could just read whatever I wanted. I didn't have any events coming up. I didn't have anything that required me to read anything, and so I could just go. I could read whatever I want. And so my TBR for last month was kind of just a guideline of things that, like, oh, this is things that you were excited about in case you forget. And so I think I'm gonna do the same thing here. It's just books that I'm hoping to maybe film a video for, or just books that at some point this month or at some point next month I think I will be or I was excited about, and so I just want to remember that because I will likely forget. So my TBR last month was 7 books. Does anyone want to guess how many I read? It was 1 out of 7, but I will say I am in the middle of one of them right now. It's not going very well, but the one that I did read was very good. You'll hear about that next week in my wrap up. But this TBR is kind of just the same thing. It's stuff that I would like to read. Maybe it's been on my TBR for a while. Maybe it's in my 25 books I want to read in 2025 that I have not done very well on. Maybe it's a series that I'm wanting to finish, just anything like that, or just books that I'm excited about. So there's 8 books on my TBR today. We've got a mix of all sorts of things. We've got some supernatural stuff. We've got some MM stuff. We've got some dark and some forbidden and some taboo stuff. And then we've also just got some fun sports and contemporary stuff. So let's get right into it. Again, let me just preface this by saying, I do not think I'm gonna finish this TBR. I would like to, but it's highly unlikely. I rarely finish my TBRs. But this is just a fun way for me to tell you things that I'm excited about. Maybe you'll get excited about them too. So come along with me, let's talk about it. So the first book, this one I'm actually really excited about. I'll be honest with you, I don't know very much about it, but I met the author at the book event that I went to, and she was so nice. I went to her table, I saw this edition, and I was like, okay, I don't care what it's about, but I want to buy it. She told me what it was about. She signed it for me. This is the edition, by the way. I saw this and I wanted it, and then she told me about it and I wanted it even more. This is The Choosing Chronicles by Elena R. Galia. So this one follows Brinley and Riker, and Brinley, her parents were murdered and it was Riker's fault. He was responsible, and so she for years has been trying to figure out a way to get revenge on Riker and to find a way to murder him. And she finds out that he is looking for a wife, and so she wants to throw her hat in the ring, hopefully win his heart, and then after they say I do, she wants to kill him. And then she finds out that to win his heart, she has to go through the Choosing Chronicles, which is basically, it's like Love is Blind. There's all of these people. I think there's 24 people that go into this, men and women, and they just all get to know each other and they all try to find their perfect match. And so you do not know who you've ended up with until the very end, after you've made your selection. And so she is just kind of hoping that she gets paired with him so that she can kill him at the end of it. But I'm very excited about this, I'm not gonna lie. I haven't really read a book before where she is the grumpy one and she is the one that's trying to get revenge. I don't think. Aside from the Mindfuck series, I think that's the only one where I've read a murderous FMC, I want to say. Maybe Butcher and Blackbird as well, but this is the only one where I've read something like this, and apparently he's quite sunshiny, which I'm very excited about, and he's fae as well, I think. Or he's a vampire. One of them is a vampire, I think, so I'm pretty excited about this because the way that she explained it to me, I think she said it was like The Selection meets Love is Blind meets something else. So I'm very excited about that one. Plus, she was just so lovely, the author. And if I love it, there's a second book. So I'm hoping for the best there. Again, I don't know a ton about this, and I haven't heard anything. I didn't even know that this existed. I've got very high hopes for this. I'm very excited to check this one out. The next one, okay, this one I'm also very excited about because last month or the month before, I think, I read Blood Orange by this author and I loved it. And then while I was reading it, I was thinking to myself, there are these characters in here and I would love to have their story. This is their story. This one is Black Sunshine and is by Karina Halley, and this one follows Lenore and Absolem. I don't know how to pronounce his name, I apologize. But basically, this one follows Lenore before she's turned into a vampire. And she is on the eve of her 21st birthday. And how this universe works is for women, I want to say, if you were born a vampire, you don't know it until you turn 21, unless your parents are vampires. But for Lenore, she has no idea that she's a vampire. She was adopted by vampire hunters. And then she finds out after she is kidnapped by Solon that she's a vampire, and that in a few days when she turns 21, she's gonna turn into a vampire. And things are getting real messy for her because, like I said, her parents are vampire hunters and there are a bunch of witches that are after her, and Solon doesn't really know whether or not he likes her or hates her. He's kind of bouncing back and forth between wanting to kill her or wanting to save her from all of these people that are trying to kill her, and it's their love story. And they have a duet. I have the second book here. I'm really, really hoping that I get through these. If I don't read this one, which I'll be honest is likely, I would like to read this one. I want to read this one really bad, but if I don't, I'll probably read this one, which is Nightwolf. This one follows a character in Black Rose. It's that character's parents, I think. Yes, and I'm very excited about this one. So this one is Friends to Lovers, I think. Hold on, let me see this. Oh yeah, it's Friends to Lovers, and I'm a sucker for Friends to Lovers. I love it so much. This one, it follows a character's parents. It follows Amethyst and Wolf. I'm reading the synopsis now. I wasn't planning on talking about this one, but I saw it and I was like, actually, let me just tell you about it. It's here anyway. So this one follows Amethyst and Wolf, and Amethyst is a human. She's head over heels in love with Wolf. They are best friends, but she knows that she's not gonna get her hopes up because Wolf is a vampire and she's a human. And the way that it works in this world is you can't really turn humans because they get really, really violent and they can't really control their hunger and just themselves when they turn. So nobody turns humans anymore. It's very forbidden. You have to be born a vampire basically. And so she is head over heels in love with him, but she can't tell him because there's no chance of them being together. But something changes apparently because they get together. And it's just friends to lovers. It's best friends to lovers, which I am such a sucker for that trope. I love it so much. So literally any chance I get to read it, and it's vampires as well. I'm on such a vampire kick. It's crazy. I'm in dire need of vampire romances. Please, if you have any that you have loved, I've only really read Bride, which is, I want like a man vampire. I've read Bride and it was fantastic. And then I read Blood Orange. It was amazing. And I'm about to read these ones, so please, I'm begging, I'm on my knees, I'm begging, please comment down below if you have vampire romances because I am in dire need. I want to read them so badly. I am a mood reader and I am in the mood for this, so please, seriously, I'm not kidding, just please, if you have any, I would love them so much, so please. Thank you very much. Okay, the next one is Cheap Heat, and this one is by Lily Mayne. This one is book 3 in the Goliaths of Wrestling series, and I will be honest, when I met Rafe in Clean Finish, I wasn't super excited about his character, but I just loved these books. They were so good. They were just nice palate cleanser books, and I am in a reading slump right now, so I very desperately need a palate cleanser, like a fun pull me out of my slump book, and I'm hoping that this will do that for me. This one basically follows Rafe and Dan, and we meet both of these characters in earlier books in the series. I'm pretty sure that they are interconnected standalones to the point where you could read them by themselves. You definitely could read Clean Finish, which is book 2. It's so good, by the way. It was a 5-star, so please read that one. But I think you could read that one by itself, and I'm assuming this is the same thing. But basically, Rafe and Dan have been neighbors for years, and they're very different. Rafe is very introverted. He's very to himself, whereas Dan is very loud. He has parties all the time. He blares his music, and Rafe hates him. He hates his neighbor very much, but Dan is just like, you're adorable. I love living next to you. You're just so cute. So I think he just kind of like pokes fun at him a little bit and tries to drive him nuts. And then they start working together because Dan is a wrestler and Rafe becomes their new IT guy, I think. They start working together. Things are going okay. Rafe is trying to rein in his hatred. And then, because they're neighbors, Rafe looks into his window one night and he sees something. Starts to really blur the lines between hate and lust. And it makes it really hard to put aside his feelings for Dan. And other feelings start emerging and coming to the surface. So I am very excited about this one. Again, I don't know if I'll read this one because, like I said, I wasn't super excited about this book in particular. I really like Dan, but Rafe was just kind of like, I feel like there's some introverts that you can tell that they're shy, but then there's other ones that come across kind of rude. And that's how Rafe came across to me, so I'm not dreading it, but I'm not super excited about it, but I would like to read this because I just really like these books. I have high hopes in the sense that I like these books. I like this author a lot, and so I know that she's gonna deliver, but who knows? Maybe I'll love Rafe. Maybe he'll be my favorite character in the series. Who knows? So I would like to read that one, but let's be honest, as with all of these, it's unlikely. Who knows? We'll see next month. The next one is The Ritual by Chantal Tessier. I'm very nervous about this one. This is on my 25 and 25, And I put this on here because I'm gonna be real honest with you. I liked the covers, so I wanted to read this book, especially one of the covers. I'll put it here if I remember which one it is, but I liked the cover, so I wanted to read it, but it was like book 4 in the series or something like that, so I couldn't read it right away, so I had to read The Ritual first. And I have heard nothing but bad things about this. I've heard horrible things about this, but it's a popular book, so I'm hoping that it's popular for a reason. I'm hoping it's not popular because it's bad. But this one follows Blakely, and she has had her whole life planned out. I don't really know what the situation with her is, but I think she has a very rich family, and so she's kind of in an arranged marriage type situation, and her whole life is planned out for her. She has no freedom. She's locked in to what has been decided for her. And then she meets Riot, I want to say. It's spelled like this. It's R-Y-A-T. So I'm just gonna call him Riot. Anyway, so she meets him. He offers her a way out, basically. He's like, hey, you know, instead of being tied down to your life, why don't you tie yourself to me? And the Lords, which is basically like a secret society on campus, I want to say. And they're known for like murder and death and destruction and money and power. And so they're not people that you want to tie yourselves to. But she's like, yeah, of course, you're the lesser of two evils here. Like, let me just leave the life that my family's planned for me and let me go align myself with murderers and crazy people. And then, you know, that doesn't go to plan. Shocker. She very quickly realizes that aligning herself with Riot was kind of a horrible idea. But you know what? It's a dark romance, and sometimes when I'm in a slump, I just like a dark romance because it's just wild and I can't put it down, and I just read it because I need something that's like, I can't believe what's happening, and so I have to keep reading. I think that this might be one of those, but I've also heard that it's really, really long. I think it's 500 or 600 pages, and you feel the length. I know that there's some that you don't feel it very much, but I think with this one you do, and so I'm kind of worried about that. But I'm also excited because it's popular for a reason. So I am curious about it, and I am excited about it. So I'm hoping for the best there, but I'm also really nervous. So the next one I'm actually really excited about. I might get judged a little bit for this one, but you know what? I don't really care. I'm excited about it, and I'm feeling something kind of dark and twisty right now, so don't judge. This is a safe space. The next one is Unhinged by Onley James. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. This one follows Noah, and his father was murdered, and he has been trying for years to figure out what happened. Enter Adam. Adam is his murderer, and he finds Noah. He's like, hey, yeah, I killed your dad, but your dad was actually a horrible human being. Here's what he did. And so Noah is shocked. He's like, what? How did I not know this? I thought he was this amazing guy, but he's actually a piece of garbage. So Noah decides, let me go along with Adam and figure out who my dad really was and what was going on there. Adam killed him because he's trying to right the world's wrongs, and by day, he's a spoiled rich kid. By night, he is a psychopath and a serial killer. So he is kind of trying to fix a corrupt system, and apparently Noah's dad is a huge part of that, so he just killed him. And so they kind of just like hold hands and go along and figure out what was going on with Noah's dad. And in the process, Adam becomes really obsessed with Noah, and Noah's like, Adam can't love, he's a psychopath, you can't feel anything. But Adam is like, I don't care. I just want to be around you. I just love you so much. Even though I don't know what love is, I just want to be around you. I just love you so much. Just get over here, you know? So I'm pretty excited about that because it's unhinged. I like a crazy MMC, and I especially like when the guy is crazy and then also crazy for the other MMC. I just love gay romance. That's all it is. I love my MM romance. It's one of my favorite things. I love it so much. I haven't really read any dark gay romances aside from the Vitale Brothers series, but even that, it's not that dark. And so this is something that I feel like is quite dark, and I'm pretty excited about it. I can't wait. I don't know anything about it. I haven't heard anybody say anything, but it follows 7 brothers. So I think Adam has 7 brothers. No, he's one of 7. And so all of his brothers get a book, and they're all done already. They're all out. So if I love this, I can just binge all 7 books, and they're all gay, and they're all crazy, and I love it. The next one, this one, okay, I'll be honest, this one I'm reading because I want to read book 4, I think. Book 4 is Step Brothers, but this one is Chasing the Wild by Elliot Rose. So Layla, she had to grow up really fast. She had to be the adult in her family. She had to take care of everybody. She's always been the responsible one till Colton. She meets him, and he's kind, and he's caring, and he will take care of her, and he will do all of the things that she has been doing for other people that she has been lacking in her life. There's only one slight issue, and that he is her ex-boyfriend's dad. And they happen to be stuck in a cabin together. They're snowed in, up a mountain, all alone. And nobody knows where they are, and nobody can come and get them. I'm gonna be honest, I'm really excited about this, I'm not gonna lie. I love forced proximity. I love a little taboo dynamic. I haven't read much age gap, I don't think. So I'm excited to check this out. And I'm just so excited about the rest of the series, I'm not gonna lie. I saw the tropes for book 4, and so I just knew that I had to read the rest of it because I wanted to get to that one. So that's why we're here. I'm reading this for that, because I want to love it so I can get to that one. These ones I've seen around a lot lately, and so I think that they've been present for good reason. I'm hoping. Fingers crossed. Okay, the next one, I am actually really excited about this one. I have read Megan Quinn in the past, and when this one came out, I was very excited about it. This is Till Summer Do Us Part by Megan Quinn, and this one follows Scotty, and she's just gotten a new job. She's working in this firm, and she's the only woman there. And she is also the only one who isn't married, so she is really on the outside. She doesn't have any way to connect with these people, so she decides, let me tell a little fib. Let me say that I'm married. Let me talk about my husband. Let me brag a little bit. And then one of her coworkers is like, babe, you're not wearing a ring. You sure you're actually married? She's like, oh yeah, we are. We're fighting a little bit. You know, we're having some issues. And so her boss is like, oh my God, this is so perfect. My husband, he's a marriage counselor. Let me get you hooked up with a session. So she's like, oh, thank you so much. That's so great. Thank you. So Scotty calls up her best friend and she's like, hey, I need your help. I need you to hook me up with somebody who can get me out of this, who can pretend to be my husband while I go to this marriage counseling. I need them to come with me. She's like, all right, perfect. Wilder is all over this. Wilder is her brother. He does improv, and so he is all over this opportunity. He thinks this is the best thing since sliced bread. And so he goes in there, they hit it off really well, and then the counselor suggests that they go away for 8 days to this marriage retreat. And Wilder says, yes, absolutely. Let's totally go away. We're husband and wife. Let's go spend 8 days together in a cabin and share a bed and pretend to be married and fake it in front of all of your colleagues. So I am very excited about this. I love fake dating. I love forced proximity. I love the one bed trope. And Megan Quinn can write. She knows what she's doing. So I'm very excited about this. I've only read 1 or 2 Megan Quinn books, and I think both of them, or however many I've read, they've all been really good. So I'm just really excited to go into this. I think this will be really fun, and I've heard pretty good things. I think this will be good. We are on to the last one, my friends. The last one is Offside Play, and this one, I might butcher the pronunciation. I'm sorry. It's Lissa Lemire. Liza? It's spelled like this. Or the cover's right here. It's spelled like this on the cover. This one follows Hudson and Summer, and Hudson is the epitome of a grump. He is the scary guy on campus. He is a goalie. He is very grumpy. He's very broody. He's kind of rude. Honestly, he's not holding the door open for anybody. He'll let that slam on you if you walk out after him. He doesn't present as a very nice guy. And then there's Summer. She is sunshine personified. Her name very well reflects who she is. She is very sunny. She's very summery. She's very warm. And she's very glass half full. She's very positive. And when they get sat next to each other for a whole semester, she's like, let me make the best out of this. He's so doom and gloom, and I'm so sunshiny. Let me just bring some light to his life. And then everything goes to shit because her ex decides, you know what? I'm still obsessed with you, and I'm not gonna leave you alone. I'm right there, babe. You're not getting rid of me. And then she's like, you know what? Let me ask Hudson, because he's the big scary guy on campus. Let me just ask him if he'll fake be my boyfriend real quick, because he's the scariest guy. Nobody will come anywhere near me if I've got Buddy on my arm. And he agrees, which is shocking because he's super grumpy and he hates everyone and everything. But he agrees, and then he's no longer grumpy. He's all sunshiny, and he brings her flowers, and he's kind to her, and he kisses her like he actually is in love with her. And she doesn't really know what's real or what's fake anymore. This one I'm very excited about because I just love it when a grumpy man is just gone for his girl, and I think that this is gonna deliver that, and I'm very, very excited about it. I'm not gonna say that I have a good feeling because I don't want to be disappointed, but I have a good feeling. And it's short as well, which I think will be good. I think it's 275, 300 pages, something like that. So I'm hoping I can fly through this pretty quick. So that's my September TBR. I would like to read at least 3 or 4 of these. That's so sad that on an 8 to 9 book TBR, if we're including Night Wolf, that my goal is 4. That's terrible. I think, let's be realistic, I'll probably read like 3 of these. I think, okay, let's predict what I'm gonna read. This will be so fun. I think I will read Unhinged. I think I will read Chasing the Wild because I want to read that Stepbrother one so bad. And then I'll probably read Till Summer Do Us Part. I think those are my 3. I'm putting it here. I'm locking it in. Actually, maybe I'll read this one as well. I think I'm for sure gonna read Unhinged, Chasing the Wild, and Till Summer Do Us Part. But I'll give myself this one as well. I think I'll probably read that or Night Wolf. I'll read one of these 2 probably because I am desperately craving a vampire romance. So I think I will read one of those 2. But that is all for today. I am very excited about all of these. Let me know down below if there's anything you're excited to read in September, or if there's anything that you read in August that you loved. I would love to hear about it. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for staying till the end if you have, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, my lovelies.